Hey brothers, what you gonna do when ChakraMania runs all over you? Brothers, Hulk.
Nope, actually, just kidding, guys. Jay How here. What's going on? Alright, so in this patch 2.4 PTR video, I'm going to give you guys an update. I'm not going to go into too much detail because things are subject to change. However, this build looks like it should be in just the right place in terms of it's clearing Greater Rift 80s and it's allowing people to take a nice step up. In the video that you'll be watching, I have one ancient item equipped and it's not my weapon. My weapon is quite weak. The other thing is that I have no augmented gear, but you can see I'm able to walk right into a Greater Rift 70 and clear it with this build with the items equipped. Now I'll go over very briefly what the build is in case you're testing this on the PTR, and then I'll cover some of the new items that you'll be able to look out for and a couple tips on how to play it, and lastly a couple items that you'll want to hold on to in patch 2.3 if you're preparing for patch 2.4. Looking at the skills, you're going to be using Chakram with Razor Disc. This is huge because it does a massive wide amount of damage. Now, it can miss targets, but having this go to an area and then spiral out from there means that it has potential, if you shoot it into the middle of a group or at the edge of a group, that it's going to hit several targets. High density means that this build will excel greatly, especially in Greater Rifts, which is why right now everybody's loving the Chakrams, hence the ChakraMania going on right now. Shadow Power is next. It doesn't matter which rune you choose because the Shadow set, which is going to be one of these set bonuses that you'll be using, gives you all runes. Vault with Tumble for the mobility because you'll be getting in and out of danger, trying to position those turrets, and then also trying to stay alive. Speaking of turrets, the Sentry, Guardian turret. This is going to be physical, and this is a physical build, so that will help. Plus, the shield is going to allow you to neutralize some of the damage that is going to be out there. Vengeance with Dark Heart. Now, Vengeance allows you to do 40% increased damage. That's great. However, the Dark Heart rune says Vengeance fills your heart, reducing all damage taken by 50%. This can get you out of sticky situations. If you use this whenever it's on cooldown for that 40% increased damage, so be it. If you're holding on to it because you know you're about to get into a tough area, save this. This can definitely save your life. Companion, it doesn't matter which one you choose because you will be going with the Marauders bonus that's going to give you all of your companions, so pick whichever one you like. Looking at the passives, you'll be running Custom Engineering, which will be coupled with Bombardier's Rucksack, so you can have 5 sentries, very old school there. Blood Vengeance, which says your maximum hatred is increased by 25. I'll get to the gear here in just a second so you know why that's important. Next, Thrill of the Hunt, which did get reworked and says enemies hit by your hatred spinners are slowed by 80% for 2 seconds. This is huge for something like Bane of the Trap, and if you decide for your next passive to run with something like Cull the Weak, you'll be able to get that slow bonus damage, and you'll be able to amplify that even further. Or you can run with Awareness and say, hey, in case I die, I want to be around just another life longer. So choose which passive you want. If you're going for those high Greater Rifts, you're going to have to go Glass Cannon, and you'll opt for Cull the Weak. A few key notes on some of the gear. Right now, the Shadows Mantle set is a 4-piece, and you can get all of those right now on patch 2.3. You'll only need 3 of those pieces, and 3 of those pieces can actually be combined with the Marauders 3 pieces that you're going to be using. So in case you're preparing for patch 2.4 and those drop for your Demon Hunter, hold on to them. Those are very important. Next up, the 3-piece Marauders. You're going to be using the 4-set bonus from both the Shadows Mantle and Marauders. So hold on to those pieces, which if you've been playing a Demon Hunter a while, you've probably got those stored away somewhere. For what I wore shoulders, helm, and the chest piece for the Marauders, and for the Shadows, I kept the gloves, pants, and boots, and now I'm prepared going into patch 2.4. One of the reworked items is the Bombardier's Rucksack. You will have to find a new one. This one now rolls with guaranteed sentry damage anywhere between 75 to 100%. So that's going to be key, and this is why you're going to be wearing it. With the Spines of Seething Hatred, you'll actually put that in your cube, which is why Chakrams will work, because you won't be spending any of that hatred. Speaking of which, we have the Sword of Ill Will, which says Chakram deals anywhere between 1 to 1.4% increased damage for every point of hatred you have, which goes right back to the reason why we were talking about Blood Vengeance to get that extra 25 hatred. You multiply that by at least 1% and you have 25% increased damage. That 1.4 will push it up even further. Another new item is Zoe's Secret, which is a belt which says you take anywhere between 6 to 7% less damage for every companion you have active, which means that all 5 companions are going to be up by default with the Marauder's 2-piece bonus, which can give you 35% reduced damage. As a Demon Hunter in high greater rifts, you need that damage mitigation. Speaking of which, the Wraps of Clarity, your hatred generators reduce your damage taken by anywhere between 30 to 35%. With the Spines of Seething Hatred, those chakrams now act as a generator as well, which is going to give you that extra damage mitigation on your bracers as well. The other set bonus to keep an eye out for is the Endless Walk, which is the Compass Rose and the Traveler's Pledge. Right now, we're seeing a lot of activity here because you get increased damage by standing still and damage reduction while moving. So this is being reworked. Hold on to those because these will be retroactive once patch 2.4 goes live. Looking briefly at the cube, chakram with the Spines of Seething Hatred. This now acts as a generator as mentioned before, so you'll put that in your cube. Your Bombardier's Rucksack will be equipped for that extra sentry damage. The Aquila Cuirass, which now says, while above 75% primary resource, all damage taken is reduced by 50%. Since you'll never spend hatred, you will always have a 50% damage reduction, so it essentially acts as a unity slot, which leads us to the ring, because you'll now be using the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which allows you to run 3 pieces of the Shadow set, 3 pieces of the Marauders, and give you the 4-piece bonus for each of them. So that's it for this update from the PTR for the Demon Hunter. Again, it's ChakraMania right now, and so right now you're going to see a lot of chakram builds. Once the Legacy of Nightmares gets nerfed in the next PTR patch, we'll get a true test on what's going to be the top tier. Right now, you can't really go wrong with this setup, and you're going to have a lot of fun going through and shooting a lot of chakrams at very high greater rifts. You can walk straight into one and go through greater rifts you never could before. Now, undoubtedly, there might be an update or two on the PTR going into patch 2.4. I'll be bringing you brand new guides once patch 2.4 goes live, but I'm trying to give you guys a preview of what 2.4 entails in case you're not on the PTR. Right now, chakrams is working very, very well. I don't see this changing too much. It seems to be right where they want it to be. They might make some tweaks to the Shadow set to make it independent, but right now this hybrid build is just something way too powerful and a lot of fun to play with. So that's it, guys. What you gonna do when ChakraMania runs all over you? Again, make sure and subscribe to be able to get those updates and more PTR updates. And it's going to be covering all classes, so be on the lookout for more videos very, very soon, as well as check out some of the ones that have already come up for the PTR and patch 2.4 information. Till next time, guys, happy hunting. See you again.
I will not do that. Bleed, you filth! I can't do that. waiting. I'm injured. That would not be wise. Sweet revenge! I grew weak. Darkness awaits you. Not ready yet. Your fear betrays you. I require aid. Losing strength. I must wait longer. Sweet revenge. The Rift Guardian has arrived.